Don't cry, little Mega Maniacs fan. Mega's got enough videos complaining about LEGO prices to feed you for your entire life. Well, here we are. I guess we're making another video on the state of LEGO Star Wars, and just how LEGO is just awful in every way, I guess. However, this video is going to be a tad bit different than usual, and is actually going to be very different than my last video talking about the state of LEGO Marvel, because I think the state of LEGO Star Wars and the state of LEGO Marvel are actually very different, and surprisingly, I'm actually going to be a little bit more positive in this video. I got a lot of interesting things to say, and already, even though it's only been a few months since my last video talking about LEGO Star Wars, which was like kinda talking about LEGO Star Wars, kinda talking about LEGO as a whole, a lot, and I mean a lot, has changed. Some for the better, and some for the absolute worst.
What the hell is even that?
Let's go right ahead and get started talking about what we have missed these past few months when it comes to LEGO Star Wars. Even though LEGO fans are pretty unhappy with the state of LEGO Star Wars, it's nowhere near as bad as the state of LEGO Marvel. With the state of LEGO Marvel, the prices were bad, the builds were bad, and the minifigures were even worse, okay? Like, LEGO Marvel was in a just abhorrent state. But LEGO Star Wars is doing pretty decent. Sure, we can make an argument that the sets LEGO Star Wars is making is leaning way too much into the 18+ display rabbit hole with multiple buildable figures and droids a year, 3 helmet sets a year, a buildable Star Wars logo for some reason. Those are all pretty rough, and I did talk more about that in my last video in October. However, these sets actually aren't like the worst. The builds are pretty cool, with Jango Fett's helmet, despite just being a rehash of the Boba Fett helmet, does look very striking with the blue and gray. The AT-AT driver helmet is probably the best helmet set they've ever made, along with sets like the buildable R2-D2 from last year and the buildable Chopper from this year being just pretty amazing. And we just got probably the best LEGO Star Wars UCS set in a long time. And sure, the play sets have a major glaring issue, which we'll talk about in a minute, but the minifigures, despite how few we are getting, are extremely good, with some of the best looking LEGO Star Wars minifigures we've gotten in years. And with some sets which I don't think I could show you, like Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter, which has leaked images for it with a brand new, really good looking Plo Koon minifigure. Again, I don't think I could show it in this video, but you get the point. LEGO Star Wars is actually in a pretty good spot right now. So why am I even making this video? What is so bad that is bringing LEGO Star Wars down so heavily for me to make an entire video about it? Well, it's the pricing and kind of the lack of playsets. Now, I actually don't think the lack of playsets is too bad, especially because we're getting quite a number of playsets in the summer, and the playsets that have already come out, like the ARC 170 and Rebel U-wing, are actually pretty good, with the U-wing growing on me quite heavily as of recently. Like, it's a pretty good set. But all of these sets are brought down by one big factor: the price. Now, again, I've talked about the price of LEGO Star Wars and LEGO as a whole a lot recently. However, I think it is especially bad as of right now, because Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on with Kylo Ren's command shuttle? Why in God's green earth is this set, which is 386 pieces with 0 minifigures, $70 US? What? Why? What happened? How did that even happen? Who signed off on that? I said that the sail barge, the UCS sail barge, was probably one of the most overpriced sets, along with the desert skiff from last year. However, those just got absolutely blown out of the water by Kylo Ren's command shuttle, officially taking the spot as not only the most overpriced LEGO Star Wars set of all time, but arguably the most overpriced LEGO set of all time. That is just quite frankly absurd. And now tying it into a series, slash not really series because I think it's basically confirmed at this point, but a series that I have with LEGO Star Wars and LEGO as a whole nonetheless on how they price their sets. But I still have a few more sets to cover because, good lord, some of these prices are absolutely insane. The second most overpriced set of all time, in my opinion, is Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, which released back in January, which I did buy, on sale, by the way. I did not buy that full price, but I did pick it up on sale, and the set is honestly really good. The build is probably the best Jedi Interceptor build we have ever gotten, colors-wise and build-wise. It is definitely the most structurally sound. I don't have any of my other Interceptors built right now, but trust me, it is a lot better than the previous ones. And the minifigure selection is surprisingly good. The Astromech droid is pretty good, and Anakin and Ahsoka are some of the best versions of the characters we have ever gotten in sets. The Ahsoka minifigure is the best Ahsoka minifigure we have gotten, full stop. It is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite LEGO minifigures ever made, just full stop. It is amazing. But again, it's $40 US, which is not very good. Like, we cannot be allowing that to happen. $40 US for a Jedi Interceptor is very sad, and it kinda sucks because a lot of people think the set is garbage because of the price. And the price is garbage for sure, but the set is actually pretty good. If it was like 25 bucks, I think people would really love the set. But no, they had to price it at 40 bucks. Or the ARC 170 and Rebel U-Wing, which are also not helping its case. The ARC 170 being $70, while fitting, is not a very good price for that at all. With 400 pieces, the build is pretty good, minifigures are fine, but again, that price is not very good. But now, I want to raise a question. What makes a LEGO set priced the way it is? Because if you actually look at LEGO's pricing, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, take the $70 price point, the dreaded $70 price point. The ARC 170 has about 490 pieces and is $70, with 4 minifigures and a decently sized build. But the Rebel U-Wing has about 100 more pieces, same amount of minifigures, but it's the same price, despite having more pieces. It's not like the ARC 170 has more unique pieces. It's pretty similar piece-wise. So, why is the Rebel U-Wing the same price as the ARC 170? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And why the hell is Kylo Ren's command shuttle that price? That doesn't make any sense at all. Now let's compare just straight 18 plus set to 18 plus set for a minute, because maybe there's like a tax with 18 plus sets. Maybe they think they could get away with charging more for an 18 plus set. Well, no, because the AT-AT driver helmet, probably the best helmet they've made so far, is 730 pieces for $70, which, you know, seems about right. Again, that's 730 pieces for $70, compared to 386 pieces for $70. So, what is happening here? Because LEGO's pricing doesn't make any sense, like, at all. It doesn't compute. It's not price per piece, it's not new pieces or big pieces, it's not minifigures driving up the value. So what the hell is driving up the value of these sets? Well, I have a theory that I actually genuinely think is true that would explain why this is happening. And I think it all has to do with LEGO has to make the price before they make the set. Now, I have no definitive proof for this, but LEGO probably, like, concept stage, figures out what sets they're gonna make for a wave, and puts a price tag on them. So, we're making a midi-scale Kylo Ren command shuttle. We could probably start like $70 for a midi-scale set, that's worked in the past, sure, let's do it. $70 for a helmet seems like the standard for helmet series now. Let's set that as the standard for helmet series. And they leave the designers to kind of just make what they can in that price point. So the designers, the totally innocent designers in all of this, by the way, they make the Kylo Ren's command shuttle, which ends up being 300 pieces, and since the price was already set at $70 before the set was even conceived, that would mean that it just gets priced at the $70 price point, even though it is not worth the $70 price point, even remotely. That would explain why, like, the buildable droids are good value. Those are about 1,000 pieces for $100. That was just what the designers made and the piece count that it just happened to be at. It would also explain why the helmet series is so fluctuated. Like, Kylo Ren's helmet has 529 pieces for $70, but Jango Fett's helmet has 616 pieces for $70, and it's because they already set the price before the set was even in the design stage. Or maybe it finished the design stage and they just set that as like the default price for the helmet sets. So I think genuinely there is a flaw in how LEGO is making these sets. But is it really a flaw if it's working? Because as many videos as I can make saying that these prices are absolutely reprehensible, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Because guess what? You're still buying it. I know you're still buying it. I know you were just up till like midnight on May 1st ordering a UCS set or whatever set you were buying on May 1st. I know you are. I know most people are. LEGO is so popular and big that they could quite literally get away with pricing their things at whatever they want. It doesn't matter because people are still gonna buy it. People will say that the Kylo Ren's command shuttle is insane, and it is, but people are still gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it, but I know you probably will, because it's LEGO. You want a new LEGO set, they see it in stores and they're just like, hey, what the hell, I'll buy it. They don't care if it's like monetarily good value or not. It's block toy, okay? And there's also a reality that a lot of parents just buy stuff for their kids and they don't really like care how expensive it is, or they don't really factor if it's like good value or not because their kid wants it. It's whatever. So these sets are still gonna sell, and even though the review score on LEGO.com might be absolutely abominable, even though there will be hundreds of reviews on YouTube talking about how overpriced the sets are, LEGO doesn't care because they're still making the money, and they're just gonna keep increasing the prices until they stop making money, which will probably be never. So honestly, even though I would say like don't buy the sets if they're too overpriced, it quite literally doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, because LEGO at this point is too big to fail. They are too big to mess up in any way. And if they do make a set that doesn't do well because it's too overpriced, they just won't go as insane. We will live in a time frame where like a Jedi Interceptor might end up being like $50-$60 in the near future, and yeah, people will complain, but does LEGO really care if you're complaining? Nah, not really. They only care on if they're getting profits. Even the only few times LEGO has listened to the community was profit driven. Of course they're gonna make a 501st Battle Pack. It's just free money. Like, of course they're gonna do that. Do they care about MNR or his feelings? No, they're just doing it because it makes profit like literally every company. Again, it's not to say LEGO is a bad company or anything. They're actually a very good and ethical company. Love them for that. They're a very good company. But, like, they're profit-driven, like every single other company on the planet. And if they know that they can increase the prices and no one's gonna stop buying it, people are still gonna buy it. It's just how it's gonna work. Oh my goodness. What happened? What happened? Why, what happened? How did that even happen? How am I at, like, halfway to 900 subscribe? How? So, yeah, not only did my last video get 11,000 views somehow, and it's still growing at the time of me recording this, so it'll probably be a lot more when I post this video, but I also blew past 800 subscribers, and I'm now rapidly approaching 900 subscribers. Honestly, if this video does even halfway decent, I think there's a good chance we could overtake 900 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. I guess you guys are just making it a routine that I have to thank you all at the end of every video, and honestly, I'm not complaining. It's insane. These numbers don't even feel real. Like, what happened? My subscriber growth was up 10,000%, for goodness. Like, how? What? That doesn't even make sense. Dude, I'd be the worst famous person ever. I would just, like, gaslight myself into thinking, nah, it's not real. It's not happening. That's a government ploy. But yeah, no, thank you all very much for 843 subscribers. That's insane. We're rapidly approaching 1,000, and with that last video, I truly do believe that 1,000 subscribers is possible this year. I think it is extremely possible, and I truly believe we will hit it. I also want to say sorry for not uploading again in April. I know I said I was going to post another video, but I got a little busy. And I'm going to be honest, the video was not turning out very well. It was kind of a mess. I still want to do it. I'm reworking it, so hopefully it'll be out this month, okay? I'm not promising, because last time I did that, it backfired on me, but it hopefully should be out this month, okay? I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the blue hedgehog. So, with that said, thank you all for watching this video. I don't really have much else to say. I hope you all have a good May the 4th, and I see you all next time. Bye-bye.